The tutorial you are watching is part of Python Fundamentals, probably the best Python beginner course on the internet.
Hello and welcome! In this tutorial we are going to discover some palindromes. A palindrome is a word that's spelled the same forwards and backwards. Mom, whether you read it M-O-M or reverse M-O-M, mom's gonna be mom, Eve's gonna be Eve, Hannah's gonna be Hannah, Bob's gonna be Bob, and so on and so on. So what we are going to be doing is we are going to be introducing a new file which is downloadable for you guys. It's a file called All Words. It's a pretty, I got it off GitHub. It's a much larger list than pretty much any dictionary you'll ever pick up, and it should contain a vast majority of the known English words, so somewhere above 95%. So it's a very, very comprehensive list in English language. We're going to process it a little bit, and we're going to process it by removing all punctuation and lowercasing each word. This way we can test using the reverse function that comes from the exercises whether the word is the same written forward and backward. If it is the same being written forward and backward, then we can add it to the list of palindromes. So to give ourselves a rough outline, maybe not even in sequence, of what needs to get done, I'm going to outline it here. 1. Convert file to string. 2. Strip punctuation. Then we're going to need, 1, I guess this is going to be 2, this is going to be 3. After we've done that, we need to sort of split, or maybe lowercase, everything, then convert to list. So after we've done that, we're going to need a function, and this you can basically copy and paste your one from the exercises. Then we're going to write a function, reverse word, and 5, check if word double equals to reverse word. If so, add to palindromes. So that more or less is our algorithm. And the way that I see it, that there is a function, that there is a function, that there is a function, that may or may not be, but we can write it as a function. And once we're done, we should have a list of palindromes. So let's get started. Very first thing, so convert file to string. I mean, we're just gonna do what we did before. We need to get the name of the file, and I think it's called All Words with a capital W. So text equals to open, and this is going to be allwords.txt, and then text equals the text.read, and that should do the first step. So strip punctuation. If we write it as a function like this, def strip punctuation, and I guess we need to have an input. That's going to be a string. Now you can write the word pass just so that your code compiles even after you run it and the function is empty. So we're going to have a function that strips punctuation. We're going to have a punctuation, we're going to have a function that lowercase is a list. Lowercase list. And that's going to have an input of a string. We're going to have a reverse word function, and it also is going to take in a string, reverse word. And we're also going to have a def check palindrome, and that's going to take in a string. So this is what our program is going to be made out of. And this is, a good approach to sort of start breaking down a larger problem. So if we can have, as I suggested before, you can have like a main function, def main, and this is where your program goes. You call that function at the very end. We here have a structure that's going to work. So the very first thing we're going to do is strip punctuation, and this is we're gonna have a very useful thing here, because in our definition of punctuation we have a list of characters that are punctuation in Python. So we can now say text equals to strip punctuation, and we're going to say text, and text equals to lowercase list of text. So we, by this point, will be able to produce that purified list of sort of lowercase words. And at this point, we can maybe print a portion of the text just to make sure that our program works so far. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write these two functions, and I'm going to start with punctuation. If you haven't noticed, this is what I copied. So, oops, I said cut. I really should say copy again. So right here, I'm going to say punctuation equals to that. Now, I really need a quotation mark at the start, quotation mark at the finish, and from here on in, I should be able to strip all of these characters from the text using the string.replace. So for character in punctuation. So for each one of these, we can change the string such that that character is replaced by nothing. So string equals to string.replace that character, and it'll be replaced by nothing. So then we just need to return the string. That ought to do it. Next up, we can lowercase the string. It should be pretty easy. String equals to st.lower, and convert it to a list. st equals to st.split. And then we can return that string. So if this works, we should be able to, by running this program, kind of get like 100 words on, and that's a problem. Where is it? Text referenced before assignment, but which line? Line 31. All right, so main. Yeah, that is when a variable is outside the function where you're referencing it, you have to kind of say, oh, global. That means it's been declared at sort of the earliest indent, and now it knows that that is referring to sort of that text variable here. So I think this should work. Yeah. So these are the first 100 words in the list. As you can see, everything is lowercase. As you can see, there's no punctuation. So beautiful. We have processed our list so that it is ready for reversing. So in terms of reversing a string, I'm just going to recycle my solution from the exercises. No need to go over the same thing twice. If you haven't done it already, I suggest you can have a look at my solution. Use yours if you have done it. Essentially, this just turns any string upside down, right way round. So maybe I can just show you. So if you want to do reverse for a particular word, I don't know. We can go for America. Akirama, America. There you go. So that is the reverse function. So I think I've somehow deleted my reverse a string. So that was number 4. Okay, so finally we need to check that the word and the reverse word are equal to one another. So here we go. For word in and this was really going to be a list, and I'm going to change that to LSD, or word list. For word in word list, if, now we need to avoid single letter words. So first of all, if length of the word is greater than 1. If it's greater than 1, then it's a valid candidate. Then we go if word is the same as reverse word. Then we can palindromes.append. Well, we don't have a list here, so I guess we can return palindromes is going to be a list, and we can add to that list word, and the function can then return that list. Okay, so time to test this out. So we have a word list going in, and we have a word list going out. So this really should work. This function is actually using that one. So it's not really going to make a difference, but it could be arranged so that it's done first. Since the Python interpreter is going to read through everything before it gets the main, it doesn't matter. But in fact, we're going to be using only this one. So all we need to do is just add check palindrome to text. And the text is really, at this point, we printed a text. The text is a word list. So maybe, just maybe, I'm just going to call it words. And this is going to be words. So we're going to check the palindrome. And this should do it. Let's see. Uh-oh. Of course, we might have actually pulled it off. The only reason is we've never printed out the palindromes. So that's what's being returned, and we need to print that. So we can go print, check palindrome, words. And there you have it. Let's see anything unusual. Abba, abba, aga, Allah, Allah, ama, civic, dad, the, eke, eek, ere, gag, cook, level, madam, radar, pop, boop, beep, noon. A lot of kind of funny words that babies would say seem to be palindromes. There's fewer than I imagined would be there, and some of them I'm really shocked made it onto the list of English words. I mean, I is like the number 3, but what is igigi, igigi? Nonetheless, this is a useful lesson in terms of you have a really well represented main function, which basically says, hey, we're going to strip punctuation, we're going to turn it into a lowercase list, and then we're going to check that list for palindromes. And that list being checked for palindromes is right here. It also uses the refers function, which we have imported. Okay, that's all for this one. See you in the next tutorial. Hi there, my name is Sanjin. I am the creator of this channel here. If you're loving these videos, be sure to subscribe. That button's gonna be right there. And do the like thing, you know, that's nice too. The playlist for this Python Fundamentals course is right here for you to access it. And on my other side should be a playlist of all my Python videos. So enjoy that and see you guys later.